How is the Amiga Captain Planet music this good? Like, seriously, it's amazing. Everybody, welcome on back to Kuso6rande, the bad video game tournament. We had plenty of Mowgli, but I feel like, I don't know, there have to be other Jungle Book games that may or may not be based off of the Disney movie. By the way, again, thank you to those who are supporting the stream. We do generally give out over $2,000 worth of prizes. I believe it was about $2,500 last year, and I always like to increase a little bit when we get to the bracket stage, so all of your support is helpful. Also helps to keep us fed and keep the burritos coming in. Well, enough about burritos, because we've got something much better, and that is a GM. Yeah, not tastier. I don't know. I haven't eaten my GMs. Probably not going to start either. Well, please welcome on in a possibly tasty GM, Tempestral. I don't know.
Hey, I know it's like Boar Day, but like, let's not.
Oh no, it is. Oh crap! I didn't mean to be on topic. Oh, well.
I only know this because I hang out with degenerates, not because. Anyways, this topic. Look, I hang with other furries. Okay, like the topic comes up. It's 8/8 today.
Oh yeah, 8/8. It certainly is.
Please don't eat me.
2021.
Not into it.
I'm not going to. I don't want to.
I don't want you to either.
It's weird. I mean,
you know what else people don't want to do is play the next game I'm about to give out. I have no idea how they let me give this one out. I'm shocked I was allowed to get this.
Is there any eating in this? Do you like?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Oh no.
Jack-a-Wolf, thank you for subbing, despite the current conversation that we're having.
I appreciate your continued support of this channel despite everything.
Same. Okay, Tempestral. I've seen the name of this game bopping all over the place, and in fact, I think we've seen this character multiple times.
Oh yeah,
recently.
I've name dropped this game a few times, even in the course of this tournament, and we had this game last year in brackets, and I'm bringing it down to the pools because I'm running low, and also and you know what, that's about it. And also, I played this game for the first time at like 3 a.m. today, and I went, wow, this is shockingly bad, even worse than I thought it would be.
I mean, there's a reason that Smite loves this and loves to make other people play it.
Well, I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
I'm amazed. We have 3 competitors here who have been in Kuso6rande since Kuso 3. And Neitzel, who I know plays a fair number of these older games. And none of them had played this one before or could remember enough information about the game for it to be relevant. So
What do we have?
Today we have Wolverine Adamantium Rage for the Super Nintendo.
He looks really happy for being angry.
Mom said it's my turn on the Xbox. Dun, 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 dun. That's stupid of him.
I called shotgun.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
This is from the same studio as a couple of other games I've already given out. I just seem to love giving out Bits Studios games.
Oh no.
They made
Studio.
Mary Shelley's Frankenstein for the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
They made this game for Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, although I don't know if they did the Genesis version of this one because it is significantly different and easier and better. Not like, it's still not good. It's still awful and very Kuso worthy, but it's a totally different. It's a generally different experience. And they also made what was it? Terminator 2 Judgment Day, the game with the worst driving controls on that bike. Remember? So like,
I think I remember. I might have blocked it from my memory, but that happens with some of the games that we have on
Oh yeah.
Kuso6rande.
Remember the Terminator 2 who looked like Hank Hill and jumped like he was constipated? That was this studio.
Oh, I love that one.
I love
good
that
old
name too. That
Hank
the one
Hill
where
Terminator.
it was very apparent that I had not seen any Terminator films. And today we're gonna demonstrate my lack of knowledge of 90s Marvel, because all the Marvel I know is from 2000 and on. So, well, and I guess Grant Morrison's new X-Men, but like that's basically a 2000s comic in the 90s.
Okay,
Oh, man.
I am personally ready. I think it would be good for them to start in whatever intro menu there is, if there is some sort of menu.
Yeah, there's an intro menu.
Good, good.
You rearrange my windows here according to what you've got. See Wolf here.
Oh my gosh, this is a good menu. Oh, look at his
Don't
face.
you love the
too.
music?
You know, I still feel like this is an appropriate game for 8-8 just based off of that mouth right there.
Yeah, true.
No tongue.
You could do one of those like oh, I can't listen to our stream. Why am I listening to your stream? I'm just gonna hear myself.
Yeah.
It's like you could do that taco gif meme where the taco just slides into his mouth. Not seen this? Gifs of people with their mouths open and then a taco suddenly slides into their mouth.
A taco. Ah,
Like,
oh,
like
I
a
love
hot
that
dog or
meme.
something.
I love the taco meme. It's so
Like
good.
the two girls who are like shocked and they look at each other and a taco comes out of one of their mouths and into the other one.
It's good. Yeah, I like that.
That's classic.
Okay.
I'm using this to eliminate
like
3 people? I guess I am, aren't I? Oh man. Sucks to be these guys.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Like I'm distinctly aware that this is like very nearly nuke worthy. But I don't care.
Okay. It looks like the players are ready. Wolverine. Please. Carrie. My sister subbed and just said one of the worst misspellings of Wolverine I've ever seen.
Wolverine.
Well, everybody, you know the business. We need you to spam some emotes. Any rage emotes, any Wolverine/Marvel emotes. Please spam them right now. Any taco emotes. Taco emotes. Come on. We need tacos.
And they're off.
Okay, as soon as I see movement, I will start our timer, and there we go.
Well, the demo started for Residual Deviants. That's
Oh,
unfortunate.
that was the demo. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's the demo.
Well,
I'm a little.
okay. Well, everybody is rolling, and I started the timer.
You're like 10 seconds behind for that. I think there's a short bit when a demo starts where you can't press start. So if it comes down to it, we may want to give them like 10 seconds or something. But
yep, that is completely fine if it comes down to it. That is how Kuso6rande goes sometimes. Well, everybody, this is Wolverine Demo Rage, Wolverine Adamantium Rage. It's a Wolverine video game that is made by Bit Studios, your favorite studio in the world, Tempestrel.
Oh god. So okay, you might notice a few things about this. The player's going to be rolling around a lot, and that's because up is roll. There's a dodge roll in this game. It's awful. It's terrible. It's absolute garbage. And if you so okay, maybe I should go over the controls because this is easily the worst part of this game.
Yeah.
Controls. So you move with the D-pad. Left and right is run. Down is crouch. Up is dive roll. For whatever reason, and after doing the dive roll, you can hold one of the action buttons to do a different like follow-up move. So like holding jump after doing your dive roll will give you a high jump, but it's basically useless.
Okay.
You'll get like an uppercut. You'll get like an uppercut follow-up, sort of like a Mortal Kombat uppercut if you hold down punch after your dive roll. You can dive in the air like Mario. It's not useful. It just makes you take damage. Your health does regenerate. It regenerates super slowly. I'll go over that in a second because like there's an invisible timer as was pointed out. Let's see. So your attacks are
an invisible timer.
Well, we'll get to that. So there's you get a jump. Wow, I'm not thinking straight. So you get a jump. You get a punch, a kick, and a claw attack. So A is punch, Y is kick, X is claw, and then R is claw 2. That's how it's called in the controls manual. It's just a separate claw attack. And then L is a backhand that you can chain into other moves. But like you can do a punch after that, and it does like this heavy attack, but it doesn't do any more damage as far as I can tell.
Claw 2.
And there's all sorts of fun extra moves that you can do by experimenting. So like if you hold crouch and press a punch, you do an uppercut, like a Mortal Kombat uppercut.
Okay.
And that's actually really good and necessary. It's a very good move to use for some enemies. Like these drone spawners, you have to basically always kill them with that. You can jump up into the air really high by holding down and jumping. I haven't told the players any of these special moves, by the way.
Yeah.
I told them you will experiment because I did that at 3 a.m. today, and I figured out almost all the moves. You can see Seawolf has figured out the high jump, for example. If you press R while high jumping, you extend your claws and you can stick into the ceiling. That's a really good move for getting rid of those.
Oh yeah, Neitzel is using it right there.
Yep. So that's. I don't think it's hitting though because the claws are extending after he passes through the spawner.
Well,
I would actually just not kill that one, if I'm being totally honest. I would kill this one that he's near now instead. So, the biggest problem with this. The biggest problem with this game, just in general, is that the moveset you have, your range of motion does not match up with what you are being asked to do. Right? So you have to kill all these enemies. You have really awful weak feeling moves. There's like not really generally an indication of like damage or iframes in general. You might get a recoil animation from some enemies, but not all, like these human enemies in particular.
Yeah.
Man, Kyun is really struggling with this. You can climb on walls by pressing the claw button while you're jumping. And he hasn't seemed to have figured that out. He will eventually. He'll have to.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, I can see how that might not be super obvious at first. I don't know. We're only 5 minutes in. If people are struggling, hey, Gillen learned the claw into the ceiling option there.
That's good. That's probably one of the moves I wouldn't expect people to learn right away.
Dig move. That's a good move.
The dig is useful in very specific scenarios, but it can be useful. So yeah, your range of motion does not match what you have. And to make matters worse, you have to kill these enemies. You can see how many enemies are left, right? So right now, Seawolf is in first. Not that it really matters at this moment, but 9 enemies left, right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing: enemies respawn constantly, especially the human enemies that come out of doors.
Oh,
if an enemy respawns, it doesn't count against your total. You can only kill them. You can only count them once.
Okay. So you may just try to kill enemies over and over and over again, and the number doesn't go down.
Yeah. So like these guys here, you can see on Residual Deviance's screen. If Residual Deviance kills this dude, see how the number didn't go down? Or both these dudes right here, the number's probably not going to go down?
Yeah.
Because they've already been killed. They're going to respawn. They just don't count again. They only count once.
Oh my gosh, that swiping animation. He looks so lazy.
That is a claw 2. Deviance's stream is really struggling on my end.
Yeah, same here.
Okay, it's 720p, like a reasonable bit rate, so it's just a stream then. That's fine.
Yep. It's fine. Seawolf's sometimes has a little bit of bit crunch. It has
It's all good.
I don't remember what it's called. My brain's not working today. It gets crunchy. Yeah.
Compression.
That one. It gets compression.
So yeah, anyways, this has some problems, but overall a very good game. Yeah, that's wrong. So any of you who follow SNES Drunk are probably going to be familiar with this game because this is a very well reviewed, this is a very popular review on his channel. And he basically puts it the best way, which is that your range of motion does not match what you're being asked to do. I think that's the best summary of this game possible. But also, there's just like a profound lack of game design here.
Yeah.
It just you can tell that people, oh yeah, look at that falling off, that losing balance animation too. So Wolverine, isn't it? God.
Like,
So you have to
it's
kill-
really
Go ahead.
amazing that this company has made so many crappy games, but they also made the game No Escape, which, if I'm not mistaken, nope, never mind. That's not the game I was thinking of. I thought that might have been like the Titanic-esque game, but it's not. Okay, never mind. Scratch that. All of their games are crap. Like, all
Is
of
this
them.
the one with the rude space bridge? I don't know. I couldn't beat the second boss. It's really hard. It's genuinely that difficult. I don't expect that anyone will beat that boss. And if they do, they're a legend. I have no idea how they're going to get through that. Something I should point out, by the way. In each of these levels, you have to kill a certain number of enemies before you can progress, but sometimes there are side objectives. In this first area, they're going to need to kill a certain number of enemies, and then there's going to be a barrier, or then they can go into the second area of this level. But in the second area, once they've killed the correct number of enemies, there's going to be a machine they have to destroy to bring down a force field, and then they have to like escape in a timer.
Now,
But that's really
KM is actually pointing out LJN did some fine wrestling games. I'm not talking about LJN. They didn't develop this. They published it. The developer was Bit Studio. LJN just happened to be like the group that was okay distributing the finest of crap. And so Bit Studio, you know, they made other games like Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. They made Ninja Spirit, Last Action Hero, Terminator 2, as you said, Spider-Man Return of the Sinister Six. Yeah, Robin Hood Prince of Thieves, which we've never had on Kuso6rande, but honestly, I don't think that's good at all either. Like, there's nothing decent in their list at all. Yeah, and it's just amazing to see a game studio that just shovels out so much crap. Wait, Ninja Spirit is a really good game? What? Okay, maybe they made one good game. Which version did they make? No, Irem made the TurboGrafx version. Did these people make the Game Boy version? No.
They make good games. I feel like Irem mostly made Kusoge also. They made some good arcade games though, didn't they?
I don't know.
Aren't they one of those developers who are like pretty solid on arcade, but not good on console? There are a couple devs who are like that.
I think so. Yeah.
Like Data East is kind of like that, you know, where it's like there's a bunch of Data East games that are exceptional, and then a bunch of Data East games that are like, how did they stay in business?
True. Let me see if I can find the version that they made. It'll take a little bit of work. No, Irem, yeah, definitely made better games. I would guess that the studio that made this game probably did one of the lesser loved ports of the game.
Oh, yeah. Something I should, I said I was going to mention that Invisible Timer, by the way. So
yeah.
There's the justification for this Invisible Timer is basically that there's this character, LCD, who is like this, I think, I don't totally know this character. I don't know if she's been used a whole lot lately, but she's like this child android who has like the highest level AI possible, just sort of by accident. And she's got a bomb inside of her. And at some point in the chronology that she does figure out how to disable it, but at this point where this game takes place, she hasn't. And so she's trying to find Wolverine. I don't know if she's like an enemy or she's just trying to find him and she doesn't know about the bomb or what, but she will explode when she reaches you. And that's it's not good, and you just can't deal with that. So
I don't think I can emotionally deal with that. Like,
yeah, it's
pretty
pretty
bad
bad
pressure.
So you have this invisible timer, and it will eventually become visible when it gets low enough. That's the surprise. I'm hoping somebody finds that, because if you take long enough, like if you sit around and wait for your healing factor to slowly inch back up again so you can fight some of these enemies, you can oh, wonderful. Neitzel has discovered the silly move, the claw popper, as it was called in the Game Facts guide. Yeah, so if you wait around, you'll eventually find a timer pop up on screen, and it's like, wait, what's this for? And then you die. So, oh man.
No. I love that. Yay, thank you, invisible timers. So question, how does health work? Do you refill health over time?
Very slowly, yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's like every 4 or 5 seconds you're getting about 1% back.
It's pretty bad, and I don't know how long the internal timer is. I didn't bother to check because I was able to get through the levels without triggering the timer. It's not that bad once you know the moves. But yeah, it's pretty awful. This might have been featured in Nintendo Power. There was a Genesis version of this game as well. It is, I would say, significantly different enough that it could be its own match, but probably not like soon after this one. It's got some differences that, in my mind, made it a little less egregious and somewhat easier.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with giving this out instead.
Yeah, like,
the version is arguably better in some ways. I think the music is unironically quite good in this. The music in the Genesis version is also quite good, but for different reasons. It's more of like a grunge rock sort of, also has sort of like a thrash sort of sound to it, and I'm totally into that. I think that's what the Genesis does really well. You know, I'm willing to put up with a fair bit of sort of the electro fart when it comes to Genesis music. I actually like how the YM2612 sounds.
Yeah.
I understand a lot of people aren't huge fans.
It's
when used well, it can sound really
fine. It's fine.
Anyways, yeah, so basically I'm just waiting for these players to kill all the correct number of enemies. Seeing one left on Neitzel's screen. Once he defeats this thing, he's figured out the uppercut strat. You can see a very brief flash of white sometimes when he hits these things. There we go. And now he's got the little go warning. Cool. Now get to the end. You got to get to the end of this level. He doesn't need to kill additional enemies. He might be going in here for the life. Yep, that's why he's there.
Not a bad idea.
And the end of this level is, it might be up here and then down again. I believe that's where it is. So yeah, don't you also love how even when you are able to go down, there's no indication of like there being stuff under you. The floor is always where Wolverine's feet are.
Yeah,
he's not in the center of the screen.
That's a little bit weird that sometimes you don't even see the floor. All you see is down to Wolverine's feet, and then
yeah,
that's pretty much it.
Infer that there's area to fall off.
By the way, I have confirmed the company that made this, while they did work on a Ninja Spirit game, they worked on the Commodore 64 version. So I don't know if that one is good. But if it is, then yes, this company made one good game.
Oh man, this is great. I'm seeing now multiple people figuring out the moves, experimenting, you know, using the uppercut. This is great. Okay, you see those barriers on Neitzel's screen that he just came near? He's gonna have to destroy a machine that is like a generator or a computer or something in this level once he's defeated all of the enemies. I don't know if you can defeat it, if you can destroy it early. I actually had to look at a walkthrough to see where it was. It's not that out of the way. I'm just blind and I can't see it. They did. Dream TV has been on Kuso6rande before, yes. Not this year, but it's been in the marathon, or not marathon. It's been in the event.
Yeah, probably.
On the note of marathons, I want to thank you, Brzezincha, and all the folks who came out to License-a-thon for supporting the event, because it went really, really well, even if I did wake up 45 minutes late on Sunday.
Yeah, it was really cool from what I saw. Like, I enjoyed just going and chilling occasionally, watching some cars.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a whole Pixar block on, I think it was Sunday as well.
Oh, the Pixar block. Always fantastic. Only the best of video games, you know?
Yeah, like Up for PSP. But really, it was great. And all the VODs are up on YouTube now.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, hopefully y'all do that again. I mean, we have a lot of licensed games show up here in Kuso6rande, and every once in a while, people just learn to run what they played here, for better or for worse.
Yeah, I mean, I have a good time doing it every year. We got enough interest this year that I think we're probably going to either make the event larger or do 2 events or something like this.
Yeah.
This game is technically a licensed game. This game is quite literally a licensed game. There's no technicality about it.
By the way, people are bringing up that Dream TV, some of the people who worked on this worked on Dream TV, and that was in a couple earlier Kusos, and in fact was one of the prime examples of a very late game lead change. I think it was in the final 10 seconds that the winner was decided. It was a very exciting match. Absolutely
nice.
Worth it. Yeah. Puexel, I don't remember who Puexel played against, but that was a lot of fun.
A couple of people have suggested, hey, you could learn this game as a speedrun. No. You want to know who holds the world record in the SNES version of the game right now?
Who?
The long play. Yeah. Because nobody's insane enough to try and actually do that to themselves. Nobody would genuinely want to hate themselves that much that they would play this game as a speedrun. Trust me. Look,
You're saying a lot of strong words. You know that people listening sometimes might take that as a challenge, and are you sure you want to doom somebody to that Faith Tempest roll?
I'm not dooming anyone to the... Look, people do what they want. Your bodily autonomy is your own. I will, I'm not going to infringe on your right to hurt yourself by playing this game, I guess, if that is even a right. You want to do bad things to yourself? Go ahead. That's your business.
Note, we do not support doing bad things to yourself, chat. like Kid Cool or better, okay? Kid Cool or better. You don't need adamantium in your life.
Is it time for a speed bump? No. No, because look, I've seen the game's auth runs and they are infinitely more playable than this. Secret Scout is a better game than this.
Oh my gosh.
This is Kuso6rande. This is in fact a bad game. Believe it or not, this game is not good. No, Neitzel, you were right there. Neitzel, you're right there. You're at the machine. Come on, buddy.
Nope. God, go up.
I was really worried that
Neitzel
actually would have beat me on this. Come on, keep hitting it, and here we are.
Oh,
Here's the escape sequence.
Escape sequence. Get out, Wolverine.
It is. Yeah, it's not hard to get out, at least. If you know where the exit is, it's towards the right. So in these elevators, I would actually recommend wall jumping. Climbing is quite slow, and you automatically latch onto walls if you wall jump.
There we go. Neitzel is through. Yeah, that wasn't super tight. Very nice.
That is a password. Do you know who these characters are? I don't know who the first one is. I know that Storm and Rogue are the other two characters. I don't know who the first one is.
Storm. Is it Iceman? I think that's his name.
It might
Iceman.
Be. It might be Iceman. Here's the first boss.
Leaking lava.
See if you can tell me what the strategy is for this boss.
Claw him?
Well, yeah. You can't duck under that laser. You just have to hit him and damage race the boss as fast as you can.
I'm okay with that. Like,
not
usually,
that falling fire, then enjoy. Sure hope Neitzel screenshot that password. I told them they could.
Over for Neitzel. I would definitely be saving passwords or making sure that I had them somewhere. Like, yeah. Okay, Neitzel, what are you gonna do? Are you just hopping back into no, well, there we go, back into the game. Apparently you didn't even need to enter the password. We're good.
That's interesting. I was under the impression that the password system didn't auto save. That's weird. It didn't work when I tried doing that.
Yeah, damage race is absolutely the way to go here. Like, look, the boss's health already dead. And
yeah, but if he got Neitzel got lucky on the shot pattern there. If the boss had decided to attack more frequently, and it can just do that, then you just lose.
Rogue, Cyclops, Storm, and Iceman. Yeah.
All right, so Neitzel is now on to the next area. This area is Japan. This area itself is not super hard. The enemies take way too many hits, but that's fine. There aren't many of them. You get wide open spaces. It's the boss at the end of this area that's really tough. Because you really get to fight 3 bosses, and you'll see what I mean when we get there. Yeah. False Ichabod already knows this boss. It was such an unrelated question. Do you eat leftover pizza? Do you eat it cold or do you heat it up?
I usually heat it up. Generally, though, I want to put a little cup of water in there so that it can, like, soften up a little bit, not be just a hard gross mess. Yeah, because
No, that's fair.
yeah. And that's only like the day after. After a day in the fridge, it's pretty much done for me. I don't really want to eat it anymore. It's done.
Oh man.
What about you? Cold?
I mean, cold pizza.
I mean, only cold pizza eaters bring up this conversation.
Is that the case? I
Yeah,
guess that is kind of the
it's
case.
true,
I was
it's
just
the
kind of
case.
curious. I was just curious as to what your taste was. I'm not gonna judge anyone for. I mean, it's pizza. Who cares? But yeah, that's sort of where I'm at. Is like I don't usually warm it up because like it gets like all soft. I don't mind soft pizza
Well-
when it's like warm and fresh, but if it's like soggy, then it's like nah.
Well, okay,
But-
like there's a difference between soggy and like edible. When I
No,
say
no,
soft,
that's
I
fair.
mean you can actually chew the crust, because yeah, eventually pizza reaches that point when it's in the fridge that like the crust is inedible. You just can't eat through it.
Yeah, that's totally fair. And putting like a little glass of water inside the microwave while you heat it up is going to help it like soften, but not like it's not going to make it soggy.
Yeah. You don't pour the water on the pizza, everybody. You just have it to the side of the pizza, okay? Like, get a shot glass of water. For all of you who don't drink, that's the perfect reason to have a shot glass, okay?
I actually did have shot glasses, and I don't know where they are now.
Well, it's a good reason. Good reason to have
have-
one. Yeah.
Kind of lost track of where the other three players are. I know. Okay, so Residual Deviance is still on the first level. Okay, and it looks like Seawolf is on the second area based on what I'm looking at here. Yeah, okay, that's the second area. And I can't tell if Kiana's on the first. Oh, that's the first area. Okay. I can tell because of that little that platform with the purple bar.
Yeah. Also, people are right. Using an oven for leftover pizza is probably the best way to
Oh,
get
yeah.
some of the best, or like the original flavor back. You know, if you have a
Absolutely.
toaster oven, much better than microwave. Yeah.
Toaster ovens are exceptional, and I would have one, except I don't have enough counter space. I've kind of I mean, I live in an apartment, so I don't have like the largest kitchen.
Yeah.
It's not like it's larger than a kitchenette, but it's like not like a full like the kitchen you'd find in a bungalow. So I kind of have to be careful with my counter space. And besides, I have these nice hardwood counters that I want to keep clear.
Uh-huh. Well, that's completely fine. We've got a toaster oven here. It's our roommate's. I believe we bought it for him, and then we caught it on fire, so we bought him another one that was exactly the same. Yeah. It's really nice. I like it. I like it when it's not on fire.
Yeah, that is the typical. That is the ideal. Oh, hey, it's the boss. That's the ideal way for appliances to be, is not on fire typically, except for it's like a barbecue. So this is 3 bosses. Each of them has their own distinct life bar, and they teleport in and out
Oh, this butt.
based on. Yeah.
Oh, I
So
hate this
I couldn't
guy.
beat this. I couldn't beat this because it's really, really hard to not take damage on this boss. I genuinely don't know why, but sometimes you'll just take damage, especially on this guy. So this is Shiken.
Yeah, I'm relatively sure we had this for a gauntlet one time, this boss fight.
Oh, really? It sucks. Shiken is by far the worst of the 3. He throws his arms around. You can take damage on the arms even when they're on him. If you're just sort of standing in his hitbox, he does a lot of damage to you. You can do a lot of damage to him, but he also has the most health out of any of these guys.
Yeah.
I don't know who the other 2 enemies are. I forget their names. This dude's spiky. If you hit him from the back, he hurts you, I think.
Spike turtle. Yeah.
If you hit him from the front, sometimes he hurts you because this game is well programmed and you have a very reasonable hitbox to hurtbox ratio. By that I mean it's absolutely abysmal.
Yeah.
And then the other dude who kind of looks like I don't know, like Clayface, I guess, except that's DC. I don't know who he is.
He's not too bad compared to the others.
I
still.
looked at this match from last year, and I don't believe anyone beat this boss. Or if they, no, I think one person beat this boss, but it was this was a bracket match, so there were only 2 competitors, and I think one person beat this boss barely before an hour showed up, and it was like a really strong player. I can't remember who was in this match, but it was like I really doubt that the majority of people will be able to beat this boss in an hour. It is that difficult. Granted, again, I've come to accept that I am not as good at video games as a lot of people in this tournament. So, you know.
I mean, yeah, it's the same for me as well. And we have had a lot of X-Men and Wolverine games this year. It's amazing to me how different they all are. Like, I can appreciate the variety. Usually when you have games that are based on a single IP, they all sort of blend into each other, but not Wolverine.
Yeah, it's nice that Deviants, that is your hitbox is not tall enough for that. I'm afraid.
These things shred your health. All those drones, it's so hard to hit the drones, and you don't do any damage to the. Like, it's basically impossible to do damage to the drones and to the spawner. So it's just, like, meaningless to try and attack them.
Yeah, honestly, once if there are better ways to get down to 0 left, then that's probably the way to go, huh? Or do they even count towards the total?
They do.
Okay.
But fortunately, and this is only by the grace of God that this is the case. Honestly, there are more enemies in the level than you are required to kill. Like, fortunately, you don't have to kill 100% of the enemies. And fortunately, as far as I can tell, there are no scenarios where you have to kill a hard to reach drone spawner. You can just go for the easy ones, but it is basically luck that happened. I don't think that was intentional game design.
I don't know. Intentional, we'll put it intentional in quotes. Really, like, games that require killing every single enemy in order to advance, just aka beat 'em ups, I don't know, kind of frustrate me. I'd rather just, like, if you want me to fight some enemies, let me pick and choose. Let me just do, like, a select few. Don't just wall me until everyone's dead.
I mean, beat 'em ups, I think, typically do that because they want to craft interesting encounters. But yeah, it depends on the kind of game.
Why don't they?
I mean, have you considered that perhaps beat 'em ups are not your genre?
Look, okay, even people who like beat 'em ups can agree that about 90% of them, you learn one attack, and that's all you use for the entire game. Okay?
There certainly are a lot of beat 'em ups that are like that.
90% of them. 90% of them.
Like enemy collectathons. Post if you don't think. I don't think. Yeah, I mean, I have a couple games in consideration where it's like, yeah, you need to kill a certain number of enemies to proceed.
Yeah.
And they're all frustrating, but that's not the reason they're frustrating. They're frustrating for other reasons.
I mean,
and on top of that, they have bad design.
To be fair, I do like Double Dragon 2. That is an extremely fine game. I've heard great things about Streets of Rage. I feel like if I played a wider variety of beat 'em ups, I would probably enjoy them. It's just that I have played so many bad beat 'em ups that it has to be really good for me to actually tolerate it, you know?
Oh, sure. So we are still seeing, or 30 minutes in, we're still seeing Seawolf on the second area, looking for enemies to kill. There's the barrier. Can't go in there yet. Don't try and touch it. It deletes 4 health every time you touch it. You can't sit there. 3 health. Yeah, just wait. Oh, yeah, something I should mention, by the way. You can run really fast in this if you double tap left and right. You can run fast enough to despawn enemies that are ahead of you.
Ugh.
It's actually really easy.
Is that good?
No, because you can't kill them. I mean, it's good if they're enemies you've already killed and they've respawned. But for like, and these drone spawners, if they're the inconvenient kind that are awful, then yeah, it's good. Because they won't shoot at you and you don't have to deal with them. But otherwise, it's like, oh, it's just terrible.
I love it.
You just miss out on enemies that you could be killing.
Oh yeah. Thank you, Kowal, for that sub. Mucho appreciated. Just bongoing it up in here, yeah. Honestly, you know, I kind of like that. It's not really a design feature, I'd say, more than a design oops. But it's a good oops because it lets you control how much crap is in the way, you know? If you can despawn enemies that you don't want to fight, then fantastic. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect video game there.
I found it a little hard to control, but I wasn't really going for it. I think if somebody could sort of suss out how it worked,
then you could speedrun the game.
It would certainly make it easier to do certain parts of the game, but you still fundamentally have to play the game, and that's sort of the breaking point for me.
Okay, fair enough.
Playing the game is the problem.
Yeah.
I don't know what the Seawolf is doing in this corner.
Rocking out to the music. It's good music. He might be healing.
All right. Well, I didn't tell them about I didn't tell any of the players about the invisible timer. So. Oh. Yeah. Okay. So, Kion has discovered that you cannot attack while you are stuck into the ceiling. I know. It seems like you should be able to pull out one of your claws and swipe, but you can't.
Yeah. What the crap? You absolutely should be able to. But then again, I don't know how fat Wolverine is. He might weigh a lot considering all the metal in his body.
Well, he also you also can't attack after you jump off of a wall. So if you're stuck into the wall with your claw attack and you jump off, you can't really, like, you can't attack until you've landed on the ground. What else? Oh man, it's game's so good. All the jumping attacks are really, really slow. If you do a jumping kick, it's kind of immediate. Like if you do a running kick, it's fast. If you do a jumping kick, it takes an eternity to come out. If you do a jumping punch, you're going to be waiting for the next geological epic to roll around before that punch actually comes out. To start up on all of your animations, it takes forever.
Yeah, and that is a big problem, especially since enemies can seem to just, like, get an attack out instantly. They don't have to do a warm-up. If you're doing a warm-up, then you are at a severe disadvantage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fortunately, most of the enemies have wind-up, although the guns don't. There, Kion's figured out how to get the turret off the ceiling. Very nice.
Actually, yeah.
Sort of struggling with that, and now he's got it. Very, very good. Very nice.
I'm wondering, what happens when Wolverine goes in, like, for a doctor's appointment? Do they always tell him he's, like, because his BMI has to be high. He is super heavy for how tall he is, and they're probably like, you need to stop eating so many carbs. He's like, I have metal in my body, doctor. You took the x-rays. And they're like, we don't care.
I think any doctor he goes to is probably going to recognize that BMI is not, like, a medically... not a super medically relevant tool.
Oh, I know plenty of doctors who would still tell him he's obese.
You live in Utah. You live in Utah, Versace.
I do live in Utah.
In the modern world, I think a lot of doctors would not. Sorry, that's a low blow. But like,
oh, he's 5'3". Yeah, he's
yeah. Oh yeah. Well, so it's funny.
Like Danny DeVito.
I don't know if you're aware, but Hugh Jackman is 6'5". He's taller than I am by a few feet, or not by a few feet. Sorry, by by a few inches. So he's gigantic. Hugh Jackman is a huge jacked man, and they actually have to scale him down to fit Wolverine's canon size in the films.
Yeah.
So sometimes there's like weird forced perspective shots, or sometimes his size looks a little inconsistent in the movies, and that's because they are trying to match him to the canon size. It's really funny.
Love that. That's amazing. And yeah, Danny DeVito is closer to the right height, maybe a little bit shorter than Wolverine, but he's closer than Hugh Jackman, like by far.
A little rotund for the role, I think. But
whatever. Wolverine is obese. We already discussed that. Come on, Danny DeVito.
What?
I'm the Wolverine.
Wait, what pun did I make?
Look at these claws. Oh, I'm sorry.
What pun did I make? What did I say?
I don't know. I have no idea. I was just thinking about Danny DeVito.
Oh, huge jacked man. Yeah, everyone's heard that. That's not original.
No, yeah.
Wow, Neitzel is doing shockingly well on this boss, but oh my...
8% health left, still dealing a lot of damage. Just, there's no chance. As soon as As soon as Gollum Man pops out and starts pounding the ground, you're gonna die.
You can actually jump and avoid that attack.
Yeah, but the timing is a little bit weird because he
really
likes to do it over and over and over and over again.
Yeah. Man, Neutral gonna hate me.
Let me show
He's
you
not
my
gonna-
favorite attack. It's called Claws in the Eyes.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that. Danny DeVito as the Wolverine would be the best.
Yeah, Neutral's gonna take the win on this and be super confused. Like at this rate, that's what I'm sort of seeing. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Like it's totally possible that one of these other competitors will get there and deal more damage to the boss. And I'm so sorry to Kate if that happens, because tracking the health on 3 bosses at once is going to be just delightful. I'm sure. I mean, it probably won't be that hard, mind
At
you.
the
They
same
have
time, I
very
think
reasonable
killing
health
2
down.
out of 3 like would be better than killing 1 out of 3. You know.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, if the overall percentages that a player has is higher, but they've killed more phases of the boss, then we'll count phases.
Yeah, I think destroying the
That
phases is more like realistic for the game.
It's unlikely that'll happen. They don't teleport in and out at set intervals, but they do seem to generally teleport in and out around consistent percentages. So it's unlikely that you would find a player who had killed one of the phases and have more damage done to the other phases than someone who'd killed 2 out of 3.
So per Cadus, apparently this was a mystery triathlon. The goal was just fight and beat Trifusion. Nobody did it. I love it.
Okay.
That is absolutely fantastic and not unexpected.
Seawolf. Okay, so we now have Kyon and Seawolf both on the second area, both with 0 enemies left, both swiping at the barrier. They need to destroy the. Oh crap! They need to destroy the generator. I'm gesticulating and my hands are touching my microphone. You can't hear that because of Discord's noise suppression.
Well, a little bit. Don't worry, I can hear it in my heart. I probably need to see a doctor about that. Wait, Justin
I'm
just
gonna
gave me a
stop.
bottle of Cholula for lunch? I mean, I've had worse. This doesn't have any carbs. Crap. Well,
Is that
that's
like
okay.
Kahlua?
No, Cholula. Cholula, the hot sauce. Do you not know the Cholula girl? Oh my gosh.
Oh, I think I might. I just don't know by the name. I'm pretty sure I've had it.
She is the most important woman in all of hot sauces. Seriously, she's divine.
I believe Trifusion is the official name of the boss according to the game manual, but I don't know if it's actually a character. I'm pretty sure it's just 3 characters they merged into 1. But I don't really know this villain. I think I've heard of Shiken before. There we go. Seawolf has gotten the generator destroyed, and Kyon, so Seawolf has got the generator down, and Kyon is on his way to the generator. This is going to be really close between the 2 of them. Oh, it's exciting.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Okay.
Come on.
Exceptional. I'm so glad that we get more players on this.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It looks like Needle's figuring out how to do some real damage to this boss. It's so easy to lose health to Shiken.
Also, take note, viewers. 3 out of 4 players are getting eliminated by this game.
Yep.
What a way to go. Playing Wolverine Adamantium Rage.
Very good.
Okay, so we now have Seawolf onto the first boss, and Kyon is now onto the first boss. Seawolf is taking a lot of damage on this fire. Don't try and fight the fire. In my testing, I found that if I took even a single hit from the fire, it was very, very, very hard for me to defeat the boss. You can still do it, but it requires you to get lucky with the attack patterns.
Yeah. It looks
And
like
Seawolf
when he
is
stands
also-
up. No, Seawolf's doing fine.
There you go. Seawolf was low profiling under
Oh.
those shots, which is only possible when the boss's gun is in the high position.
Okay.
I typically found that he would always put his gun into the low position and shoot at me, but I think that's I think I just got really unlucky. A lot of the bosses in this game are just luck.
Yeah, you just gotta damage race this dude. But luckily, both of them have made strong, tangible progress and will be able to get into I don't know, get into stage 2 fairly soon. Also, I need to correct everybody. Hot sauce is pretty much the only Utah thing with flavor that is acceptable in the state. So, hot sauce absolutely divine.
Oh no, Seawolf.
Actually, locally made hot
okay.
sauces are so good.
I was afraid that Seawolf had not saved his password for a second. That kind of scared me. But he's in. Okay.
Yeah, what Seawolf just needs to do is, I guess, jump kicks work.
Jump kicks work.
Sort of.
Man, that's an interesting strategy. I would just damage race. Your claw attack comes out really fast. It's basically the only good attack you have.
Yeah.
If you hit X over and over and over, as long as your spacing's right, it doesn't hit right next to you. It only hits a little bit away where the claw is. Even though that does make sense, it's a bad design. But yeah, so it's just better. It's just better to space yourself appropriately and then just go wild, because you have a password. It's super fast to reset. Don't bother regenning. Don't bother like trying to do some slow but safe strat. Just hit the guy.
So I like that people are discussing Utah's cuisine. And let me say, when
Jello.
green Jello is the height of your flavor for local cuisine, it means that all of your food is designed for 75-year-olds, okay? It's bland. It's bland. So you got, hot sauce. That's all we've got.
Bro.
And honestly, peppers are native to the Americas. And yeah, hot sauce on funeral potatoes. I could imagine that. That would be great.
What do you? Yeah, of course. It's potatoes.
Yeah.
Do people not put like hot sauce on potatoes you've eaten out for breakfast?
Oh, I've done that plenty. It would taste
Yeah, it's potatoes.
absolutely great. Yeah. Considering it's mostly potatoes and cheese. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds great. Oh, come on, guys. Just hit him. Just hit the guy. Just hit him. Just damage race. Just try a damage race once. And then, like, it's so fast to reset. Just do a damage race once and then try again.
Yeah, you just gotta get past the stupid lava, get past the drippy drops, and then do damage race. Don't treat this like a video game. It was made by Bit Studios and not an, like...
a real developer.
Yeah. The weird thing about this is that, like, everything that they put out, I feel like it was too late to be shovelware, but it was still somehow shovelware. And they're like, we just got to get this done as soon as possible because people were interested in this about 5 years ago.
I wouldn't call anything they made shovelware. Not even close, I think, because there we go. Kian is defeated the boss but died. Oh no. Oh, that was tragic. Oh my god.
Seawolf's gonna get it here though.
So Kion's in the lead technically. Oh, now and Seawolf got it.
Yeah, very nice.
Wow, that was tragic. I'm so sorry, Kion. That was that was absolutely tragic watching that right there. But that means that he knows how to do it now and can definitely just get through this.
Yeah, honestly, the annoying thing is the knockback when this guy actually hits you.
Because sometimes you have to reposition, but sometimes you don't. Yeah, if he hits you once, you don't have to reposition, but if he hits you again, you do.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say about the shovelware is I wouldn't call any of the games these folks produced shovelware, because there was actual like time and money and effort that was put into it. Shovelware games are just made to go out fast. That's why they're called shovelware. They're shoveled out the door.
Well,
right?
Mary Shelley's Frankenstein was based off of the movie, right? And they had to get it out the door in time, right?
That's different. That's different. I'm talking about stuff like DDI Interactive, right? Like, or Digital Design Interactive, like the folks who made like Ninja Bread Man. That's shovelware. Like the folks who made
that's not even shovelware. That is
no, that's literally the definition is what I'm telling you.
No, that's an asset flip. Asset flip is a layer below shovelware. Shovelware is definitely get it out the door in time for a release.
Yeah, it's a subcategory of shovelware, I would say. I wouldn't call this shovelware or even Mary Shelley's Frankenstein shovelware. There are plenty of games that have to go by a deadline that aren't shovelware. Shovelware just has no effort put into it. Like that's a fundamental lack of care. These folks cared. They just weren't good.
Well, yeah, the developers definitely cared. It's just that when management prioritizes the deadline over actually making a good game, that's shovelware. See, I guess we are gonna have to agree to disagree.
Well, I guess I just have to. My only issue with that is that 90% of games are shovelware by that definition.
Yeah, that's
the
about
only
right.
reason why I'm
Most of them
I
are
don't-
shovelware. Yeah, there are tons of shovelware games out there, and that's why a lot of them are just mediocre to bad. Mostly mediocre. Asset flips, though, are usually worse than mediocre. They're like
sure,
mediocre plus.
I would consider that a subcategory, like underneath shovelware.
It's not shovelware though.
I think
it's not related to a game. They're not trying to get it out to like. I don't know.
They're made cheaply. They're made to be cheap and fast to produce, and that so that they can get them out to a market without investing any real time or effort into them. So I would call it that.
Okay, it's noted more for the
boss?
quantity of what
okay.
is included rather than the quality or usefulness. Okay, I suppose I would agree then, based on that definition, that an asset. Why do I keep saying acid? Acid flips.
That's
Are
but to be
subcategories.
real, I
Okay.
mean, we are really just splitting hairs at this point. The point is that all of these games are mediocre, for one reason or another.
Yeah, this game here is not. And I would say that, like, shovelware isn't always necessarily mediocre, and it doesn't mean necessarily that the people who worked on them had, like, no desire to make a good game, because a lot of them did. People making this game definitely put effort into it, and it's just
see,
that...
that's where I'm not sure. I'm not sure about, but that's fair, I suppose.
So
I don't know. I just
wait.
sort of.
So you're saying you're arguing that this isn't shovelware, but that they didn't put effort into what is going on?
No, they did put effort into it. No, I think they did put effort into this game. I just think that some teams are just not cut out to make video games. You know, Bit Studios. You know, I think everyone should put effort into making games. I don't think that everyone is going to necessarily be good at it, right? You are always going to have your Bit Studios, your Peter Molyneux's, your Capstone Softwares. I'm probably gonna get some hate for saying Peter Molyneux's name. I actually do respect him, but I just little.
I would say that to management, it was
wrong?
more important to get a game out than to have a good game out, and that is
fair.
why I would say this kind of is in that range of shovelware. It had effort, but it just wasn't the priority for the people who were publishing.
And I can't disagree with that. That's very much true. God, so many games on the Super Nintendo, still today. But I mean, I feel like especially in the 90s, there were a lot of games that were like that. Early 2000s were like that too. A lot of PS2 and Wii games were like that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's disappointing, but I mean, I work in software development, so I know how it is. Nothing good gets produced from government software.
I don't like.
It's always like that.
Part of me thinks that it's fine if people make shovelware. Just realize people probably aren't going to buy it, and the people who do probably won't buy anything from you again. Like, yeah, you're gonna have one-off customers. Good job, you know. I do think that there is some bonus to having crappy games made a little bit faster, in that a lot of them can be a little bit more experimental, but you know, don't just make the same old game 50 times, because that's when that's when it gets particularly boring for people.
And you know, I'll give Bit Studio credit where credit is due. They do regularly have pretty high concept games.
Oh yeah.
Where there was really an effort in the design phase to make something interesting.
Yeah,
and
like
just a complete and utter failure in the actual implementation phase to do anything.
I would
successful.
agree with Mary Shelley's Frankenstein and the whole crafting and inventory system in it that you can basically ignore most of the time.
Yeah, or like Terminator 2, where you actually have to play through the story. Kind of, it's good enough. And you have to, actually, escort around Sarah and John Connor.
Oh my gosh,
and he sort of operates like the Terminator. I can respect the design intent, but it's just really apparent that like the implementation was not there.
The release date was more important than the quality of the game. Yeah.
Even if the release date was a factor, I don't know. there's some real there's some things like, okay, for this game, for instance, right? The control scheme for Wolverine, the way that the entire game looks and feels. I understand that like polish often comes last, right? But yeah, there are certain fundamental things about this game that would have been decided early on that simply do not make sense. That's not a matter of getting pushed.
Flawed to the core.
There's the fundamental flaws with this game that are definitely not the result of a
Neitzel
design.
beat the boss that you couldn't beat.
Good.
Yeah.
Lady Deathstrike is the next boss, and she has a fun gimmick. Untm. Neitzel does know the special move you need to use to kill her.
Ooh, is it the
because
jump up and stab in the air?
No, it is the move where you Wolverine looks at you and puts his claws out to the side.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I hope he didn't skip the password. Oh no.
Nope, we're good.
Okay.
We're fine.
Yeah, weirdly, when I played this earlier, I couldn't. Maybe I did something on the password screen without noticing, and I moved one of the faces around or something, but I didn't think that this game auto-filled your passwords for you. I guess it does. So that's nice. Only took around 35 minutes. What's funny is he typed in chat, I feel like I'm going to spend the next 30 minutes here. Very good assessment. I feel really bad for Residual Deviants. This game has been absolute torture for them. Does feel a little bad having this be the game that knocks them out, and yet it is the game that I chose.
Okay.
Yeah, keep those mute. Oh man, I haven't seen this level at all. Oh wow. Oh, this sucks. Some of these floors, the floors are just like slightly different shades, and that's how you know you can drop through them. Like that's, I guess, not the worst, but it's, man, it doesn't feel good to look at. How do you progress from this screen? You have to destroy this. Well, there's a door to the left-hand side. But it's like non-obvious. No, Neitzel, run to the left. Oh, this blows. You also can't drop down from platforms in this game, even though you really should be able to.
By the way, Keon and Seawolf are on to the trio boss. They're gonna. I don't think either of them will beat this boss, and that's fine. They get to experience the absolute tragedy that is this game. Let me see if Keon's stream is just stuck, or if
it's up for me. It's just stuck for you. Currently at about 60% on Morph, or whatever this guy's name is.
Yeah, it's not working for me. Let me just refresh the entire stream. Okay, there we go.
I'll restream Keon's stream, you can stream mine.
Welcome, everybody. No. Gross.
Yeah, that would be pretty awful, wouldn't it?
I mean, I've had to have grosser setups, I guess, in some cases. I'm just doing a quick refresh for everyone's stream so that we can have the most up-to-date, up to the minute, the hour, the whatever you want to call it, you know, the most synced matches that we can. Residual Deviants has struggled with this game, and I really can't blame them. I'm not too surprised that one person is stuck here. And considering that, you know, this is a match with fairly low scorers, this is a brutal game to have to go through.
I honestly forgot that when I picked this one.
Yeah. I mean, I gave Conan to people who, like, didn't have great scores.
Fortunately, I haven't seen that game, so I can't imagine how bad that is.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait for you to play it one day and to be so angry.
No. Imagine if we had a GM's tournament this year, like we did on with the hotfix.
We might need to do that. We might need to do that. Yeah.
You could give that to me, and I promise I won't look it up. You definitely can't imagine how bad Conan is. I don't know, man. I can imagine a lot of bad things. I picked out this game. I picked up YY Monsterland.
What do you think about Up to Jump?
Oh, I'm in danger. There are a couple games I have on my list right now that have Up to Jump.
What do you think about Down to Jump?
Nice.
What do you think about both of those existing and them being different jumps?
Oh, that's awesome. That sounds awful. That sounds so good. Look, I've played games like that before.
Well-
I definitely played like some like crappy Flash game when I was a kid that had something like that.
What about
Whoa, flamethrower man.
What about having down to jump, but down is also used in combination with a button to pick items up?
Yeah, this game has something like that too. Actually,
Okay.
I have a game. I have a game that I'm not going to reveal too much information about, but there's a face button that you'd think would be used as part of the normal moveset, and it's not. It's only used in story mode.
Oh no!
And you have to use that in combination with the guard button to do different things, and it's like why? Like basic inventory management, it requires you to hold down like multiple buttons. That's the sort of thing I would be telling players for this particular game, but it's like, why would you ever do that? Just really questionable game design, especially when you're working with like as many buttons as this game is. So there's some really I've got some games that have questionable control schemes too. I'm all right with down to jump. That's hardly the worst it could be. It could be like right to jump. I've seen that before. But only because it was like press a button to run and then right to jump or something, some nonsense.
Yeah. Looks like,
It's like an Amiga game, probably.
Seawolf is pretty much done playing this game, and I can't necessarily blame him. I believe he takes a solid second, but it still doesn't really matter too much. Unfortunately, he's going to be eliminated. Keon could actually take second technically, which would still be an elimination. Yeah, I think that is mostly it.
I feel really bad for these players, but this was really entertaining. And now I have a whole week to go and test like my other games that I need to test still. Like I said earlier, I played this game for the first time at like 3 a.m. this morning, and I have maybe never played a worse Super Nintendo game in my life. In fact, this might be one of the worst video games I've ever played. So congrats to all these players for toughing it out through an hour of this.
It's certainly not great.
No. I'm sure there's worse, I just haven't played them yet.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But like anyone who thinks, hey, this looks fine, or this looks like playable, just go in and tell me how many times you press the up button and get a dive you didn't want. Like it takes incredible restraint from me, at least, to not dive roll everywhere, because I forget that up is not jump.
At that point, it's almost like you're playing more of a puzzler when you're trying to move around the screen. And if you're trying to have a game that has tight controls with boss fights like what Keon is playing right now, where you actually need to be able to control the character reliably, it just is not going to be a design that works. So yeah, I can go ahead and say that this game does have some ideas, and some of them are actually pretty dang interesting. The execution is not good, and maybe it would have been better for a non-Wolverine game.
There are honestly a couple of things they could have done to make this game a lot better. It would have been relatively simple. I bet a ROM hack of this game could actually make it relatively okay, but it still wouldn't be a good game. Adjust health values on all the enemies. Make the enemies flash when they get hit. Those are simple things. And then adjust the positions of enemies. Oh, hey, here's Lady Deathstrike. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Adjust enemy positions so that they match up with how your attacks actually move. And then adjust the control scheme so that up isn't dodge roll. Make like L the dodge roll and just get rid of the backhand because it's not useful.
Well, we
not be
are
that hard.
done. That is it for this game, everybody. Time.
Hey, Tim.
Yeah, Tim. Thank you, Tim, for always being here to support the stream. Mucho appreciated. Oh, what a beautiful mess this was. And yeah, honestly, I feel like getting a game like this is the true Kuso experience. Simply put, no matter what place you came in your previous match, you never know what kind of ball of fire you are going to get. And this, oh, it was a ball and a half.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna invite Needsoul to come chat if you would like. Yeah, he did not like the game, but still made the most progress. That was really cool.
Yeah.
I love that Seawolf is saying this game wasn't hard, it was just bad, and I kind of agree.
It was straightforward, certainly.
Oh, yeah. Well, hello there, Needsoul, and congratulations on your victory today.
Thanks. I couldn't believe it because that game is brutal.
Yeah,
How
it's not
what do you
good.
think, friend?
And I mean, like the boss I got to right now, it takes like 100 hits. Like,
Oh,
so-
Trifusion? Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'm
Oh my
amazed.
god, yes, it's awful.
you went up against Lady Deathstrike. Towards the end, you were facing her, and she's kind of a butt.
Okay. Well, I'm exhausted.
Yeah. Seriously though, you say this game is bad. Talk to me. What was the worst part about this game?
It's really the controls, like the fact that you have so many moves, and it feels like some of them are stronger against certain types of enemies, but in a race setting you don't actually have time to test them out, and at the same time they look so similar from one to another. It's like the basic attack just look exactly the same as the one when you duck and press the trigger, but the one where you duck and press the trigger does, at least on the boss, it did 5% damage, while the normal one only did 2.
Yeah.
It's like there are so many moves, and the control, like for instance, doing a wall jump from a wall when you're climbing one, you have to make sure that you press A, then press the direction. It's like then you have to press another button to stick on another wall. It just it feels really counterintuitive, the whole thing.
Yeah, I agree with that. I believe I played a little bit of this game, and it is so rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the range of motion that Wolverine has really doesn't match up with like the enemies either, especially in that first stage with those drone spawners. Some of them just aren't in positions where you can hit them easily, and some of them are, and you just have to select the ones that are.
Yeah, plus from time to time, it's like I struggle on the first level because I didn't know how to do the uppercut, and I thought these things were invisible, but actually you have to hit them with the uppercut. Then other ones that are higher, you can hit them with the trigger attack, but not the other attacks. It's just the game just feels wrong. Like the hitboxes are just awful as well. Like you have these jumping attack with both claws in the air, and it only activates the hitbox like really late into the jump. So against the flying enemies, it just felt useless as well. It's just the whole thing just feels terrible.
Oh, I love when people are able to show up and basically just spill their guts about how terrible the game is. Like, here's the deal. Kuso6rande is about bad games, and sometimes we get games that have redeemable qualities, and I think this game does have redeemable qualities in some ways, but all of the bad is just so much.
Yeah, the thing is that I think so far this is the worst game that I got. Out of the three that I got, this is definitely the worst. So...
Please don't kill me next time I ask for license-a-thon submissions. I ask spare me.
You'll get tinted into bed for console now.
Yeah, you got the true, everybody playing in this match, you got the true Kuso experience. If you've never had the true Kuso experience before, welcome. Join the club, everybody. Even those eliminated, you lived in a way. Well, Needsel, I have to ask, do you have anything that you want to plug or anything that you're streaming these days that people should know about?
No, I don't stream much. I'm hopeful that I'll be in a Big Bad Gamer-thon for maybe a Darkman one and Zadet race.
Oh yeah, you submitted Darkman. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh, that game sucks so bad.
Actually, I did a few things to my run since I showed it on Don't Make Us Bored, so I hope I'll be able to show it.
Yeah.
But I'm really looking forward to the ZD race. That's
so everybody knows. Yeah, the reviews are coming along pretty well. We did get a lot more submissions this year for Big Bad Game-a-thon than we have in the past, so there will have to be more cuts, so I don't want to guarantee anything one way or the other. I appreciate all the submissions though, Needsel. Yeah. Oh, well, thank you so much, and Tempest Roll, thank you as well. Both of you take care. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You as well.
Yeah, thanks.
Bye.
Yeah.
See ya.
Oh,